So with that, he has just taken a leap to go across the 100 yojanas to Lanka. Now, what is the image that usually comes to your mind when we talk about Hanuman going to Lanka?
Flying over the ocean,
Flying over the ocean. We've
yeah.
seen that in so many, paintings,
Yeah.
temple walls.
Water flying in both
Yeah.
directions.
Yes.
Some demons trying to stop him. I'm absolutely dominating those demons.
Right. So we have just seen he also said, I will push back the sea waters with my arms. I will strike the ocean with my legs. At the end of Kishkinda he said that. So what was it? Flying, leaping, or swimming? The first sarga of the Sundarkand is the longest one of the Ramayana. And in this sarga, Hanuman goes to Lanka. And Maharishi Valmiki has described this journey in great detail. And his words are clear that Hanuman swam to Lanka. He describes his swimming technique in greater detail.
Wow.
So it was very similar to what we now call the butterfly stroke. Hanuman would throw both his arms out into the air, push back the water. He would also kick with his legs. And he would put his head down into the water, come out, and open his mouth to breathe. So that was the swimming technique. I want to show you some specific verses which talk about this.
Sure.
Tasyam baragatau bahu dadrishate prasaritau parvatagrad vinishkrantau panchasya vivapannakau. Hanuman would throw both his hands out into the air. It seemed as though a pair of 5-headed snakes had emerged from a mountain. Pibanniva babhau chapi sormijalam maharnavam pipasuriva dadrishe sa mahakapihi. It seemed as though the great Vanar wanted to drink the entire ocean. And then he looked up to the sky as though he was still thirsty. In simple words, he would put his head into the water and then come out, look up, and open his mouth.
Is there anything that's said about his increase in size?
Yes. So even earlier, at the end of Kishkinda Kand, there is a talk of him increasing in size. Now, the question is that real or is that poetic? During the journey also, Maharishi Valmiki talks about him increasing in size to overcome a particular challenge. Now, if you say that this is real, right, perhaps he had some powers to increase his size. For one particular challenge, he actually increased his size up to 100 yojanas. Okay, now if it was real, would he need to fly or swim? He could have stepped across. Clearly, this is poetic. Increasing in size is increasing in determination and confidence. And reducing in size is about doing things nimbly with a lot of flexibility.
In stealth?
Yeah. Now, together with this swimming technique, the beauty of Valmiki's poetry is such, we know he went swimming, but the image left in our mind is of Hanuman flying through the sky. And the reason that happens is, at the end of Kishkinda Kand, you saw that when Hanuman took a leap, this huge exaggeration that the mountains shook and rocks tumbled down, etc. Valmiki says that the force of his leap was such that because of that there was a strong wind. And the wind carried the flowers onto the sea. And then the sea, which was covered with flowers, looked like the starry sky. There's also a shlok on this. Tara chitam ivakasham prabhabhau sa maharnavaha. And then the great ocean looked like the starry sky. So with this transition, he now starts looking at the sea as though it is the sky. So when Hanuman went in and out of the water, he talks of him. Hanuman is like the moon that is going in and out of clouds. So there's vivid description of Hanuman in the sky after this transition.
Wow.
And some people wonder whether this was due to any yogic powers. Now, Maharishi Valmiki has not mentioned any yogic powers. Also, some people ask whether there was any personal flight technology, the way Ravan had Vimans. But once again, in Maharishi Valmiki's description, it starts with the actual description of the swimming technique and then the transition. and then the descriptions of flight.
Gotcha.
And this was a grueling test. See, other Vanars could also do what Hanuman was doing. They couldn't do it for 100 yojanas. So they could do it for 40, 50 or up to 80 yojanas. But only Hanuman could do it. He faced many challenges, but in the end, he did reach the other shore and he had achieved the impossible.
What are the challenges that are spoken about?
One of the challenges is that Hanuman is challenged by Surasa, a serpent. Essentially, Hanuman was drawn into a whirlpool into the sea and he tried to swim out, but the currents were too strong. And finally, he had to go through the eye of the whirlpool. Essentially, Surasa, the serpent, said that I have a boon and you must go through my mouth. And so Hanuman reduced himself in size and went through Surasa's mouth or the mouth of the whirlpool. He was also attacked by a Rakshasi called Simhika. That part of the ocean, even today, has what we call the saltwater crocodile. It is a huge beast at the top of the food chain, so an apex predator, and therefore the right name, Simhika. Right? And Hanuman was able to overcome her as well.